Hello, just gonna go over the assignment today. I hope you watched the video first about different ways that we represent data. At the end of the day, everything in computers are ones and zeros. However, how we perceive that data depends on the software we're using, the programming language that was used, or the programming language that we are using to build the thing. So what we're going to do in this particular assignment is create a processing project that has an input from the user via an input box, and then a keyboard event, which is like typing on the keyboard or pressing a key, and then a mouse event. And then we're also going to represent a color using an RGB, HSB, or HSL color mode. So I'll explain these things as we go along. Processing, first of all, is a JavaScript library that enables you to easily create graphics using JavaScript. It has other features as well, but that's primarily what it's used for. You can create a processing project in one of two places. You can go to openprocessing.org and create an account there, and then create a sketch like that by clicking the Create a Sketch button. And you'll notice that a processing project has two functions. The setup function gets run at the beginning of the program, and then the draw function gets run once each frame. And the frame rate by default, I believe, is 30 FPS, 30 frames per second. And you can change that with the frame rate function. So I could have it be 1 frame per second or whatever. And then you would run things, you would save things. You'd have to have an account to save things. Notice how these pop up once a second, these ellipses. Another place you can make processing projects is on REPL. So if you would like to keep all of your projects in one place, if you've been using Replit, then you can do it here. This is where I'm going to do it because I think a good chunk of people are going to do it here. And you just click the Create a REPL, and then you search for p5.js, and you click on that template, and then you make a title. And this project is about data representation. So that's what I'm going to name this one. And then we can create that REPL. Now, the first thing I want to point you towards within this assignment is this highlighted portion that says that there's a reference section. So if you check out this reference page for p5.js, or processing.js, names are kind of interchangeable, you can see that there's documentation detailing how to do different things within the program. So for example, if you want to know about how events work, you click on the events link, and then you can kind of find the thing that you think might, accomplish the task that you want. So for example, mouse clicked could be a function that would detect a mouse click. It's pretty idiomatic, descriptive as to what the thing does. And then you could check out examples and even copy and paste them directly into your code. Or in this case, you can try out this example here. Notice that when I click, I'm currently clicking my mouse, it switches the value between 255 and 0 for the color, 0 being completely black and 255 being completely white for this fill value. So use the reference. This is one of the best references out there as far as programming languages go. It's very helpful, very descriptive, very easy to find things and understand how to use things. So you can search here and scroll and all that sort of thing. Another place we're going to check is this first part in our project. We need to be able to get an input from the user using an input box. Now, because processing is run in an HTML canvas, you can make input elements in that HTML document like you would in a web app. And in this particular example, I can type in my name, and then it draws my name all over the canvas. And it also puts my name within this H2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this by clicking the copy button, and I'm going to put it in my own project here. So I'm going to replace what's currently here with that code that I copied. And now it's in my my own REPL project. So I can type in my name. Let's confirm that it works. And we still get that same output here. Now let's get rid of a lot of this extra code so we can just really simplify it. So this part right here where it says create input, we're creating the input box. And then this part right here, when we're creating the submit button, that creates it over here. And then this creates an H2 element, which is a heading where we can display text. So at the start of the program, the heading says, what is your name? And then you can type it in. So what we're going to do here is get rid of this for loop here. This for loop is the one that was drawing everything. So we should be able to see now, if I run it and then type in my name, it just changes that H2 element to say my name. And then we could do an if statement here in this greet function, say if, let's see, if the name equals David, then we're going to make a rectangle on the screen. And we can see how to make a rectangle by going to reference and just typing in rect. And then boom, we'll go ahead and copy this rectangle. Whoops. Else, we're going to create a circle. So we'll go back to the reference, search up how to create a circle. Go ahead and copy that over. And then we're going to run our program here. Okay, so I type in my name, and we should expect to see a rectangle being drawn on the canvas. And there's the rectangle. If I type in something else, then we see a circle getting drawn on the canvas. Okay, so you can see how we could modify this code to take into account what our input was and then do something because of it. Now, the greet function here gets called whenever the button is clicked. So right here, it says button mouse pressed greet. So that's why this stuff is happening when I press the submit button. So when there's nothing there, then it draws a circle and then goes from there. Okay, so I hope this gets you started. For your project, you can create a drawing app where you could put in some settings into this input box. And then you could have like some key presses, which you can see how to do on this reference page that determine which color we're using. You could also have some clicking and dragging enabled. And then you can also represent colors using this color mode stuff. So colors are represented with numbers that signify either how much red, green, and blue to have, or how much hue, saturation, brightness, or hue, saturation, and lightness. Those are kind of similar. So find a way to represent data and to get data from the user in creative ways, and come up with a project that will allow you to do that. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.